Welcome to episode 12 of the Barely Onside podcast with your host, Jonny G and Pelly. How you doing today, man?
Doing good, my man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing really well. Really, really well. We're doing a day podcast. Usually, we changed it up or doing nights. You're a busy man, so we had to do one in the afternoon, which is good because I feel more refreshed. You know what I mean? I feel more excited. I feel like I have way more energy. So, I know this is not going to be a permanent solution or a thing that we're going to do, but I'm just going to take it all in today. I'm going to enjoy it because I feel really good. How's the family, man?
I'm doing good, man. Family's doing good. They're at school, living their best life. Regarding the day podcast, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad when I do it on my lunch break, but it's I don't mind it. It's nice. I like the nights just because everyone's in bed. You can kind of do what you want, but then you're up till like 1 a.m, so it's not really sustainable at times.
Yeah,
but
it's
compromise. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Man, those nights, like by the time I get this podcast edited up, like I'm lucky to be in bed by 2:30 on a good
You're
night.
good, man.
So
I appreciate you.
Oh man, you bet. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here today because you are heading to Medicine Hat today for work. What's going on there?
I got to go see the hospital and see some accounts. Got to make it rain. Got to do my stuff. So yeah.
How long are you there for?
Till Saturday.
Are you bringing the kids or?
No, going by myself. The kids will actually meet me there Friday. So
okay, nice.
Yeah, so I got a few nights to myself, which is kind of nice. So wife will be all hands on deck with 3 kids, and the drive up there should be fantastic for her. I'm sure she'll be pulling over every hour to feed the baby, unless my 5-year-old's going to help out. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell, John.
Time will tell. How far is the drive? I would guess
about
3 or 4 hours.
Both
3 hours?
3 hours. For her, it's probably going to take 5.
Yeah.
Maybe throwing a couple of Happy Meals in there. I don't know. I don't know if I have time. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe a trip to Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if I'll have enough time.
I don't know.
That's awesome, man. Hopefully the baby naps. Man,
Yeah.
she'd nap for an hour and a half, 2 hours. That would be nice.
That'd be nice.
Good
It'd
old
be nice
car
if he
naps.
does that. Yeah, he's teething, so drooling. None of our first 2 kids drooled. They never really teethed, except this one. He's a dark horse, right? So he's starting to talk and coo. He's starting to be pretty funny. He's just a smiley kid.
That's awesome.
Just drooling. Keep changing his shirt. It's fun.
That's funny, man. They're so different. Lexi. Yeah, she puked all the time. She drooled. She pooped up her back, exploded out of her diaper every time.
Really?
Marley has never exploded in the back. She doesn't drool. She's never puked. And it's just man, this baby's so different. It's unreal. It's kind of funny. So, Elf on the Shelf, man. This is our 3rd night into Elf on the Shelf. Well, this will be our 4th tonight. It's hilarious, man. I did not want to do this at all. But just seeing Lexi's reaction in the morning, it's unreal. The first night we did a shoe train where we lined up, I think it was 8 or 9 pairs of shoes. We had the elf leading the way. He was the conductor, and then her Barbies and a couple other animals and just kind of some of our other toys, filling out the shoes. And then there were 2 Post-it notes, one saying all aboard, and then the other one, welcome to the shoe train. So she died laughing. She loved it so much, man. So excited. I forget what we did the second night. I think it had something to do with him eating all the cookies, even though it was me and Caitlin who ate all the cookies, and we just couldn't stop because they were so good. So we just blamed it on the elf, and that was good. So she thought it was funny that he ate all the cookies. I was like, oh, thank God. Because we did eat them all. There was one left, and it was bitten into as well. But last night was the funniest one. So we melted some chocolate chips, and we had the elf sit on the toilet paper roll, so facing the wall, and then you had the melted chocolate chips all along the paper, looking like he pooped, right? Or
Yeah.
she pooped. Jiggy's a girl. It's a girl elf. But yeah, and then on the toilet seat, it said, "Oh, sorry, I couldn't figure out how to open the toilet seat. I made an accident. Whoopsie, Jiggy." So it was funny, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Lexi, I mean, you have to take care of Jiggy, right? So you have to clean this up." And she's like, "No, I can't." Bleh, bleh, bleh. I was like, "No, it's your elf." And she's like, "No, I can't do it." So
that's so funny.
so
man.
daddy deals with all the poop in this family, so that I had no problem doing that. But it was funny, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like it a lot. The elf is funny.
I don't do puke. I got a phobia, trauma with vomit. Even myself, if I it's probably why I never get drunk. Really, I think I had trauma when I was a kid having the flu and I puked. I'm like the last person. It's my last resort if I have to puke, but I will lock all the doors. Do not come in me. Do not talk to me. Just leave me alone.
Do not
But
come
when it
in
comes
you.
to yeah, just don't even try coming inside the door. Just I will barricade myself and let me just be sick and get it over with. But yeah, when there's kids decide to shit everywhere, oh yeah, easy. I'll clean it up, throw them in the bath, shower, whatever it takes. But yeah, vomit. Pelly's out. I'm out.
Really? That's so
out.
funny.
Oh man, I don't do it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, some people are like that, man. Like Caitlin's the same way. She doesn't like those bodily fluids. Where I don't really care at all.
Yeah,
I don't really care at all.
Just the vomit. Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah. So this trip to Medicine Hat, what does this mean for your rec hockey? I know you're in a league. Are you going to miss any games this week? Or?
Yeah, missing a big game Thursday for playing the rivals, and it's the first game out of 4 we play them. It's always just rough. Yeah, and our superstars haven't been really showing up. I'm not sure what their deals are, but kind of need all hands on deck. So we'll see. I don't know, but I contemplated about canceling my meetings to play hockey, but that's not really smart because I gotta feed a family. I can't just I'm not getting paid to play rec hockey here.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's super intense. Yeah, so I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
But we won our game. We won our first game last week in a shootout. So
nice.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
That's exciting, man.
Hopefully there's not too much drama, too much fights. We'll see.
Yeah, that's wild that you can fight in that league. That blows my mind.
You can drop the mids. You drop the mids. It's weird, man. You can bump and grind. The refs are just awful. It's funny. You can fight and do all this. You can bump and grind. You can't, lay the hits too bad. But and a lot of players won't play in this league because it is a high caliber league. If you had to put it on, there's so many good players, ex-pros, so many kids from the WHL, NCAA, Div 1, so many talented players. And it's you just think they could just, there's a few players that should be overseas and a few guys from the AHL that have played in this one team. And it's man, and here I am. I'm just trying to be a stay-at-home defenseman, just try to just break up the puck and move it up. And man, it's some of these kids just make you look stupid. It's ridiculous, man. But, I think last year, I think I broke 4 sticks in 3 games. I think I broke 9 sticks total last year. Man, you know how much sticks are these days? For a good stick, you're paid minimum $150.
Yeah.
You basically have to buy a bunch on Black Friday. Oh, there go the dogs. Fucking awful. But yeah, I mean, I remember playing in one league where you can't do any slap shots.
Yeah.
I think slap shots and just guys being rough just wrecks your sticks.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. It ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap, man. But yeah, how about you? How's your floor hockey doing?
Oh, then now here goes my dog.
Weird, man.
That's so weird. I wonder if somehow they heard your dog. Doesn't make sense. We have headphones on, so I don't think so. But
St. Bernard and a
I don't play ice hockey. I definitely don't play. I can. I just haven't. And I am I'm on an email list for subs, but I still haven't done it yet. But I do play floor hockey, which is pretty similar. Put the ball in the net. Same concept. Same concept. But it's fun, man. It's the reason I really joined was cardio. I needed something to enhance my cardio capabilities. Because I mean, I don't know. I was thinking like if I ever have to like run away or like grab the kids and go and run and do something, it's like, man, like I need to be able to breathe. So I was like, this will be good. Yeah. But it's intense. It's good hockey. We ended up, it was game 1 of our playoffs. And we were the second seeded team. We played the third seeded team. And we beat them like 10 or 11, 12-1. We shut them down, man. Like me, I'm a defenseman. I love shutting people down. I love it, making it hard. And it's good because I don't have to run too much. You know, you're not on offense. You're just like chasing the ball.
I know exactly what you feel,
right?
Man.
Yeah, so it's just like, you can just sit back and watch the offense go, and you're just like, yeah,
I know.
I'll wait here. I'll wait here till
it's funny because like I feel like the last 3 or 4 games you struggle to get some players. Mm-hmm. So if you have 9 players, you're running 3D. So that way you can have 2 full forward lines.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, man, you know, I'm 235 pounds. You know, I could probably lose 30 pounds. But it's like, fucking dad bod, man. Sometimes it just kicks you in the ass.
It does.
It does. But it's fun. It's exercise.
It is. That's the way I look at it. It's exercise. Win or lose, I really don't care. If I score a goal, really don't care. It is. I did score last night too, but I really don't care. Some girl said, or my teammate said I scored twice. I don't even remember. I really don't care. For me, it's just having fun, cardio. But I love it, man. It's good. It's fun. It's fun. I guess it's fun winning, but I don't really care either way. I mean, it's floor hockey. It's rec floor hockey.
Oh man, you got to get in there, man.
Tier 2.
You got to be in there. You got to be in there.
But it's fun, man. I love it. It serves me well. Serves me very well.
And it gets you out of the house.
It does,
from the family.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It's funny you say that. So the players that show up are always the dads because they need that release of freedom. Mm-hmm. And you're having a few pops with the boys. You have their hot dog machines in their room. We're the only team that doesn't have a hot dog machine. It's like, come on, you guys, let's step up the game. Yeah. I probably wouldn't eat a hot dog after hockey just because. Just kind of defeats the purpose of being healthy. Oh yeah, let's have a few pops and try to eat a bunch of hot dogs, which sounds like a nice little Saturday. Yeah. But I don't know.
I know what you mean. I think for guys too, especially, right? Because like women, they tend, and I mean, young moms maybe not as much, but they usually have their friend groups, right? Like. Yeah, they'll have their mom friends, or they'll go out and like even Caitlin, like she'll go out with her friends and stuff. And for me, I don't really have. I don't know. Guys just tend to be a little more alone, so we don't really hang out with friends as much. But getting away and joining a league, it just gives us our time, like alone time, or
I love it.
Our time to because like it's self
and the kids can come too,
right? It's self-care. Yeah,
totally. Right. And it's funny. It's the ones that don't show up are the ones that like are newly engaged. They get a girlfriend and it's like, oh my God, he's going to be absent for like the next 3 months.
Just in love.
It's ridiculous.
Dumb and in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till it all
get your priorities in order, man.
Exactly.
Come on. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fun. John. Let's move on to some hockey, man. All right. Big night in Montreal last night. Patrik Laine returns to the team after being injured in the preseason. He scored on the power play in a 2-1 overtime win against the New York Islanders. Suzuki got the winner, but we'll talk about Patrik because it was huge, man. He played on a line with Kirby Dach and Slav, and I got to say, that line looked good. Looked really good. You know what I noticed? Within that line was Slav and Dach have been struggling for sure this year, but it looked like with Patrik Laine on their line, it looked like they felt the need to take their games to another level because of the superstar they're playing with. And I feel like they did that, man. I feel like they did that like really well, man. It was awesome to see.
I think that's great to have a good role model. And it's like that with anything, right? If you're at work and you're paired with a vet that has a good track record, successful, everyone loves that person, you're going to probably perform better, right? So seeing Laine score and the crowd goes electric was awesome. Awesome to see. And you can just see Slav. He was right beside the net. And Laine, he's just so effortlessly just snaps that in there.
Top corner.
The crowd. And how about that comment that Slav made?
I know. You want me to repeat it?
You should say that. I would love to. Because it's so funny, a little bit douchey in a funny way that Slav, that's the kind of personality. He sounds like a funny guy.
Yeah, he can pull that off. But word for word, I don't remember exactly, but essentially he was like, they asked him, what about that crowd when Laine scored? Like, how about that crowd? And he's like, yeah, no, it was good. It wasn't as good as when I scored my hat trick, but it's up there. Classic, man. And he's just smiling about it. I love Slav, man. And I think Slav had like 7 hits last night. Like he was doing his job, man. Like I really like that, the idea of that line. Like Patrik Laine 6'5", Kirby Dach 6'4", Slav is 6'3",
6'4". Yeah,
that's a big line, and they're heavy.
That's a lot of weight.
They're heavy.
That's like 600 pounds right there.
Oh, plus, yeah, because like I think Dach's I guess around 215. I think Laine's about that same, and then Slav is like 230. So yeah, we're up to almost 700 exactly. So it's a big line, big heavy line. Dach and Slav play heavy, so I think that really I don't know. I like that line a lot.
Complements well together.
They do.
I'm excited for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. My son and I he was kind of crabby. The kids were out swim lessons and just trying to get this kid to be happy. And he loves hockey. He loves listening to hockey, loves everything. And yeah, when they scored, man, I'm happy for your team. They're looking well. And then Suzuki getting that game winner. Pretty. What are you doing there, Sunshine?
Oh my gosh, sorry. Got a leg cramp.
Man, you gotta hydrate. Magnesium.
Yeah, I gotta get
salt
some water in
and magnesium, brother. Sounds like your hockey's getting the best of you, John.
Oh. All right, so my leg feels better. Back at her, good stuff. I'll cut some of that out, but let's keep going. So, like you just said, Lane Hutson feeds Patrik Laine for the goal, for his first goal of the season, the return to action, the moment everybody's been waiting for, the return of Patrik Laine, and he did not disappoint. He played a really good game. He said he felt terrible during the entire game, but he did not look terrible. Yeah.
No, he looked great. He looked comfortable, maybe too comfortable. I don't know. There's times where I'm like, I felt like he wasn't even trying.
It's effortless.
And he still did so good. So maybe that's what he felt.
Yeah.
Because he didn't show much hustle, and maybe that's because he's so smooth
and smart. Yeah.
He did great. I'm happy for him, man. I hope he stays healthy. I really do. Yeah. And I hope Ovechkin stays healthy. I hope Ovechkin comes back and gets dialed. Because he never, even as playing in the Metro, you have guys like Crosby, you have guys like Ovechkin. I don't want them to do good, but I don't want to see a player get injured and hurt.
No,
right?
You want those stars to stay healthy.
I hope, and anyone. Same with like Cutter Gauthier. Yeah. I wish that guy still played for us.
Yeah.
I wish him the best. I don't want to see a guy struggle his whole career, but yeah, hopefully Ovechkin comes back and can score 25 goals
29,
left or
27
something?
Or something? 27, I think.
29, yeah. Get 30 more, buddy.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, Lane Hutson has officially taken over as the number 1 power play quarterback. I think it's official at this point, right? I mean,
he's number 1.
He was there all night last night. So I think it's officially his job. Matheson is officially on the second wave of the power play unit. And I couldn't be happier, man. You can see how much better it is with him there. Now with Patrik Laine. Like, this is going to be a deadly power play, man. A deadly power play.
And it also shows you that Marty's listening.
Yeah, which is the most important part.
Fantastic, Marty.
It's great.
Good job.
Marty, good job, man.
Yeah.
But, like, they took Dach off the power play, and I've been calling for that,
That's smart.
too. It is.
It's smart, yeah.
But what the good thing is, like, man, when they put out the second wave of the power play, I mean, you had Matheson, you had Kirby Doc, you had Alex Newhook, and I think there is still Gallagher, and then there's Armia. I think it's Armia that rounds that out, and like that's a good second unit. But I do like the first unit playing a minute and a half. Marty's gone like 1 minute, and I don't like that either. I mean, I think now that you have Laine back and you have Lane Hudson out there, I think you go minute and a half. For the most of the most
of course,
part,
of course, right?
Yeah,
I think you'll be. Yeah, Doc, man, Doc and Slav, you guys have got such talent on the team.
It looks good.
Jelly, man.
Yeah,
jelly.
Dude, man, I don't know if you've seen this article, but I came across this article last night. It was player grades for the Philadelphia Flyers through 25 games, written by the hockey writers. This is the
Rubbish.
The source. Rubbish. You didn't like it. Tell me, what didn't you like, man? What didn't you like?
I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, I love Sean Couturier, Coots. Shout out, you're awesome. But an A-. I feel like his salary has not really reflected his play. Yeah, he's great on faceoffs, but I think I would give him a B-, not an A-. He's too inconsistent. You have Alexei Kolosov. A C? He had a few too rough games, but he is battling. He's quick. I would give him a B+.
I mean, he's won. He's won, right? Like he's won the last few games.
I think
amazing.
He's won 3 games now. He's looking great.
Yep.
He's looking great.
He is.
And then you have Hathaway, one of our best third, fourth line grinders. Does his job, block shots, hits, does what he's supposed to do. A C+. I would give him a B+ for what he's been doing. There's been some games where he's doing so much offensively, getting assists, a couple goals.
Yeah.
Paling, a D? No. Again, for his salary, what Paling brings, I think he should be. He hasn't had many goals.
No,
he's
got 1, I think.
How many is? What is he at? Is he at 10 points?
Not even.
Let's
I don't think. Maybe
here.
6, 7.
He's getting close. He's getting close, John. Let's take a look here. So if I'd go back, I think he's got. Yeah. All right. So Ryan Paling, 8 points, 1 goal, 7 assists. I'm gonna give him a. I don't know. We'll give him a C+.
That's what I'm thinking too. C+.
Thinking C+. Thinking give him a C+. And then
which is not far from a D. I guess it's not far from a D.
Not, but he's not a D.
How about we'll go C?
He's not.
I guess no. C+, C, and then C-, then D. Okay, yeah. C+. That's far enough from. It's closer to a B.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure it is.
Yeah.
It could be a B-.
Right.
It depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
And then you have Fedotov, a D. Really? Come on. Like, we're going to have a problem in the coming weeks of Ersson returning. What are you going to do? Is he a D? No. Yes. Did he have a few shaky starts? Absolutely. But a D? No.
No.
He's a B+. B+.
For sure.
He's a little, sometimes he gets caught in the matrix and he's paused. It's like, okay,
let's go.
You're playing hockey. Let's wake up. Is he a little bit shitty on leaving the net and playing the puck? A little bit sometimes, but he's a B+.
Yeah.
And then obviously, of course, TK A+, Michkov A. Absolutely. I would like Michkov to have a little more back checking, try to be more of a complete player, but that's still development that's going to come. But TK, he is
perfect player.
For sure.
Perfect player.
He is the best player, man.
Yeah.
His new salary is reflecting his play. Absolutely.
Oh, he's the perfect player, man. Like there's no
so good,
complaints there. Like the Michkov, the A is high. Like point wise, that's great.
Great.
But you're right though. Like he does
and the clutchness.
Yeah, like he's he likes to win games.
He's reliable. He's reliable.
Yeah.
Like he's a guy you can obviously count on. I think that's why he's getting that A.
Yeah.
But it could be A-.
Yeah. His all around game, it's not there yet. So
it's not there.
So I think it's a little like I'm okay with an A for Michkov for sure, just because he's a rookie and the way he's been playing, and he's got the points and the goals and the game winners for sure. But what I don't understand about this is like Hathaway, Paling, C plus D. Like, I mean, are they grading them in comparison to like like a Sean
what are you comparing
Couturier
him
to
to?
a TK, like because in their roles, like I would say Palin's been extremely effective this year in his role as a fourth line center, sometimes third. Like he's been super effective. So like for me,
Yeah, man.
a D is telling me that he's underperforming in what sense? Like offensively, yeah, he's not an offensive guy. Like you can't judge him on his points, and you can't judge Hathaway on points. They do their roles just they don't ask for that.
But even though if you would put, for example, you gave Hathaway a C plus, okay, this guy averages, 12 to 13 minutes a game. If I would look back, Hathaway has a 0 for plus and minuses. That's pretty remarkable for a third, fourth line string.
Yeah,
that's pretty good,
especially
right?
with the start they had.
Exactly, right? So, and what he's doing, blocking shots, hitting. He's our second biggest hitter, I believe. First would be Lawton. Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
So
it's a little confusing.
Right? And same with Paley. They have roles, and he's playing his role perfectly, I think.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to see Paling get some more goals. That's it. But he's doing great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's doing fine. 8 points.
He might get his 10 goals still. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
No, for sure.
Anyways, all right. Well, that we can move on from that. Overall, they did pretty good. I'm not going to say that they did terrible, but obviously it sparks conversation, and definitely there's some things that we would change, but that's okay. Not everyone's going to agree. Moving on to the JT Miller situation in Vancouver. On November 19th, it was announced that JT Miller was stepping away from the Vancouver Canucks. Indications were that he was dealing with some mental health issues. That's kind of like that narrative has kind of changed over the last few days. I know Andy Strickland on the Cam and Strick podcast, who's also a reporter and an analyst, he's speculating that there's problems in the room with JT Miller. And we all know that he's got a very strong personality and he likes to push his teammates. And sometimes maybe it's not they don't accept it as well as he would like. And maybe he crosses a line, but he's suggesting that he may have crossed the line with head coach Rick Tocchet.
Head coach.
That wouldn't surprise me. What do you think?
It wouldn't surprise me. I'd say Rick Tocchet is no guy. I'd say he's very similar to John Tortorella. Tocchet in the NHL when he played back in his day, I could be wrong, but he was one of the scrappiest, tough guys, but yet offensive scorers.
Yep.
Like he had 50-plus goal season, I think, one year too, I believe. He's a great guy to be learning from. But yeah, JT Miller, I don't think he's a guy who, you think he would take criticism pretty good or whatever the case may be, because JT Miller likes to play rough. He likes to drop the mitts. He's a guy that you want on your team.
For sure.
In my opinion. But it's tough to see that happening. And then, last year, was it last year that Bo Horvat went to the Islanders or the year before?
I think it was that's a good question.
It's weird because you hear these rumors last year too about, Brock Boeser wanted to also leave.
Yeah.
Besser, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's weird because you think Vancouver would be a nice place to play.
Yeah.
Beautiful city,
Great fan base.
You don't get, great fan base. You don't get much snow, nicer weather.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, where's JT going to go?
I don't know. And also, just quickly before we dive into that, but there's been rumblings that him and Pettersson don't get along.
Ooh. Pettersson has been scoring since he left.
Yes, he's been actually playing really well. I think it's 10 points in 6 games. Don't quote me on that, but it's something. It's something where
has JT missed that many games already?
November 19th. I know. It just seemed like it came out yesterday, but
yesterday.
So I mean, 19. I guess that could be close to that, but I may be off again. But Miller does in 17 games. Miller has 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. So like he's off to a good season, good start to the season. We all know he's at 100+ season. Was it last year?
102, I think.
Yeah, 99 the year before. Like he's been good.
His game has improved since
joining Vancouver,
joining the Canucks.
Yeah,
right. So
complete player.
But he's also playing with Jack or Quinn Hughes,
Yeah, helps.
Besser, Pedersen.
Yeah.
There's some good stars to help you get there, right?
Yeah.
But, interesting. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Rangers, maybe.
Yeah. What were you saying about New York? What do you see in there?
Well, I'd say, he used to play for the Rangers. Do you think he'd go back there?
I think he would for sure. I think at this point,
But who would they give up?
that's the thing. I mean, there's tons of players on the trade block in New York. So there's players like obviously Jacob Trouba. He doesn't want to leave though.
No, he won't. He's out of the question. It'd be either Kreider or Mika.
Yeah, you don't think they could use a guy like Trouba there?
He won't go. His wife is a residency in New York for her doctorate, I believe.
Does he?
He wants to stay. He
In
wants
that
to.
area?
I think the furthest he'd go. I don't think he wants to play in Canada again.
Yeah, no.
I think the furthest south would be like Jersey, Philly, but he also has no trade clause.
He does, eh? Are you sure about that?
So I'm pretty sure about that. Yes.
Okay, so maybe Philly.
Would
you take him?
to have a Trouba? Are you kidding me? We're packing up. We're moving to Philly. If Trouba came, the Trouba train, man, that's one guy you don't want to play against. He hurts people. Love him, and he fights, and he rarely loses a fight. He is all around a badass American man. I love him. He is. That guy is a guy. He hits to hurt. He's kind of like a Scott Stevens. Your head better be up. Look at Barron. What happened to him? Head was down. He got laid out. He gone. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Trouba, I hope wherever he goes, the team benefits.
I bet
greatly.
Vancouver would want to do that, but I think you're right. He's not going. He's not
going to go.
You're right.
He picks where he wants. It could also be Michigan. It could be Detroit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's options. It'll be interesting. Would Boston do it? I don't know. There's
Boston's decently
Boston
close,
could
so.
use him. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think a lot of teams could use a guy like that. Chris Kreider.
right.
Chris Kreider's on the trade block apparently.
Struggling this year. Yeah,
that surprises me that he's on the block.
Yeah, I don't know. I can take a look at his stats, but I think he's he's not doing good compared to other teams.
Yeah.
Other players, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about Capo Caco is also on the block.
He's a big tree too.
Yeah, if you're looking,
they have a lot of big players.
They do. I think
big.
Capo Caco might be
a big team.
A player that Vancouver could like, but I don't know if it's enough for a guy like JT Miller, right? Like you have to give up a substantial amount of assets.
I'd
to
say
get
Mika.
Him.
Mika is more. I don't know. Mika Zibanejad's pretty comparable to JT, except JT's more of a complete player, I'd say.
He is, and he gets more points.
Yeah, and offensive.
Yeah, and he can fight too. But it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Awesome.
There's no timeline on his return to Vancouver. So I mean, we're just gonna have to wait this out.
I don't know.
All right, we got a new segment to introduce to this podcast. It's called Hot Takes. And what we're going to do is each of us are going to give one hot take. And we're going to do it every episode from here on out. So we're going to start today, and I will start with the first hot take. Here we go. Nick Suzuki will get 100 points this season. Mark my words. Do you agree? In his past 3 seasons prior to this year, Suzuki has only gotten better in terms of production. In 2021-22, he had 66 points. The following year, he had 66 points. And last season, he had 77. He's already produced 100-plus points in the OHL in his junior career. Right now, he's on pace for over a point per game. I think he's got 26 points in 25 games. And I think he's just going to get better, man. I think he's starting to find his groove. And so I think he's going to hit the 100-point mark. What do you think, Pelly? Do you think that's something that Nick Suzuki can do?
Well, my question is, has he played a full 82 games the last 3 seasons?
He hasn't missed a game since coming into the NHL.
That's incredible. That's awesome, man. Good to hear. Well, let's take a little look here as I got the points up. So he had 77 points last year. He's at 26 right now. So basically, he's what? He's like basically 1.1 points per game. Yeah, I'd say he's kind of right there with Konechny because Konechny's at 30 points. Yeah, I'd say it's doable for sure. Yeah.
It would be pretty hot because I think
As he stays healthy.
Yeah,
totally.
I think most people
Yeah.
see Suzuki as a point per game, like that's his max, and I think this year was the year that he was going to get there. I mean, 77 points last year, so this was the year that maybe he was going to crack the 82 points, a point per game. But I think he's going to hit 100. I really do, just because I think that he's.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's the guy who's capable of getting multi-point games. Like he gets a ton of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he can start eventually. It's going to keep racking up in his favor.
Yeah, I think his biggest favor and advantage is the fact that you're added Lane Hudson, and then also Patrik Laine, right? So them two key guys are going to help him get above that 82 point threshold, right? So yeah, I'd say it's doable having the talent playing with him. Absolutely.
All right. Do you have a hot take for us?
I do. The New York Rangers are going to miss the playoffs this year. What's your thoughts?
Well, they have lost 6 of their last 7 games. They've got 4 wins in the last 10 games. With everybody on the trade block, it doesn't seem like it's a very happy room right now. Things aren't looking good. I think it would be surprising if they did miss the playoffs, but at the same time, unless they get their shit together, there's a good chance they are going to miss the playoffs this season, man. A lot of question marks. I mean,
yeah, it is. I mean, Panarin's playing great. Fox has 20 points. Mika has 18. Lafreniere 17. Trocheck 12. And then Kreider 10 goals, 0 assists. Yeah, but I mean, it'll be interesting. I don't know. All the speculations of Trouba, Kreider, Mika. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And then it's a lot. It's nice to see the Rangers kind of slow down because they've been so elite the last 2 years. It's crazy. I thought last year they should have won the Stanley Cup. I thought they were going all the way, and they didn't. So, and they blamed it all on Trouba, which is really weird. I don't know why that guy gets so much hate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know, man. Like, they've been a powerhouse for a while here, and it looked, like you said, like Stanley Cup, like that's the goal for them every year, right? And it looked. This year was just going to be another year like that. Expectations again were going to be Stanley Cup or bust, and I think they've done. The last 2-3 years have been a cup or bust type of situation for the Rangers, and I don't know, man. Things are falling apart, but it doesn't make sense to me because they have all the same players, so it really doesn't make sense.
And
they'll probably turn it around. I mean, you would think so with the amount of good players that they have, but I mean, they're sucking right now, so. Doesn't look good right now.
Yeah, and they have a good tandem with Igor and Jonathan Quick in that.
Yeah,
Quick is a really good goalie, especially a good vet to have.
Oh yeah, but he's a free agent too at the end of the year. Shesterkin is a free agent, and they're not sure if what kind of money he's going to ask for. But it looks like he might be asking for 11, 12, 13, maybe 14. I don't know.
Yeah,
but the Rangers have a decision to make, and I don't know. I don't know if that's impacting how they're doing this year, but I mean, he's getting paid. It's just a matter of, are the Rangers going to be able to do it, and will they do it? I think they will. But,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's not giving them a hometown discount. That's for sure.
No, he's not. It'll be interesting. Well, if they don't pick him up, I'd hate to see someone come and offer him a pretty penny and then lose your goalie.
Yeah, lose the best goalie in the
That'd be
league,
funny.
man.
Just like Dylan Holloway and Philippe Broberg.
Yeah, maybe Montreal does that.
be
Maybe
crazy.
Montreal goes in and offers Shesterkin 14 mil instead of that big forward that they're looking for. Maybe they just secure their net. Maybe
That would fix.
That'd be sick.
A quarter of your problem.
yeah,
for sure.
Still with the young D though. I wonder if
I know.
Shesterkin would get exposed a little bit with the way we play defense as a team.
But you're getting Demidov next year. Demidov's going to help a tremendous.
that's gonna be fun, man.
He'll come back. You got some talent. Plus, you're going to have the little Florian Xhekaj.
Yeah.
His spiciness up in the top lineup, playing with, Anderson maybe if he sticks around, right? Gallagher.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
It's looking good.
It'll be fun. Okay, well, those are our hot takes. Are they? Yeah, I think they're pretty hot takes. Like, I don't think anyone suspects Suzuki to get 100 points this year. I don't think people expect the Rangers to fall off planet Earth here, but you never know. Anyways, okay, this one is even more fun, and it's funny. I brought you this idea last night, where you told me that you were thinking about the exact same thing a few days ago and wanted to bring it up to me.
I was going to drop the bomb on you.
And I don't know why this popped into our heads, which is, but we're going to name the NHL's top man rockets. Why not, man? First of all, you'd be hard pressed to find an ugly hockey player, to be honest. They're all pretty good looking.
Yeah, they're
they're a bunch of beauties. Yeah. They got good bods. They're professional athletes. They're in shape. Most of them are good looking. It's like, it's just, what the hell, man?
And I'd say it's their humor. It's their personality and humor. When the guy takes out their teeth, it's just ultra. It's
the icing on the cake.
It's rich.
All right, so
it is.
We're gonna do three. We're gonna do a top three, me and you. So we'll start with our top three, and we do want to get some feedback. We want to hear people. We want to hear their opinions to see if we're close or if we missed somebody, because I'm sure we missed a couple people here. But we will get going here. So number 3, Pelly, my choice for the third best looking NHL hockey player, I'm going to go with Kirby Dach.
Staying at home, eh?
That's right.
That's good. Yeah, he's tall, feistiness, young.
Handsome. Yeah.
He's got that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. What do you got for number 3?
That's a good choice. I think for my number 3, I'd say for his, generation and his kind of age, Connor Bedard. Pretty, he's a young stud, blonde hair, blue eyes, kind of that Western thing. I'd say he's my number 3.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
Yeah, a little pretty boy. Yeah. And he's jacked, man. Big legs on him. Yeah, it'd be my number 3.
Yeah, I was thinking about Connor Bedard too, but then when you mentioned him, I was like, I'm not going to choose the same guy. But yeah, he's right up there too.
He's a stud.
Sure. All right, number 2. I'm going to take Jack Hughes, man. Just looking through some pictures, Jack Hughes is a fucking beauty. Not only does his personality rock, and he gives the best interviews of all time.
He's actually a stud. He's like a Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, he's actually a stud, man. He's got the hair. He's got the California kind of vibe, even though he's not from there. But he's got that vibe, like the Trevor Zegras kind of vibe, but even just a little better. So
he's cooler.
Yeah, he's cooler. So I think Jack Hughes, Zegras, number 2.
He's just... Yeah, Hughes doesn't give a fuck. He's like, he just gives you the stupidest questions back. It's like, what does that even mean? Like, exactly. You tell him, Grid pick. That would have been mine. For my generation, I'm going to have to say, and, the respect to all the French Canadians, Chris Letang. Stud. The feistiness, the hair, the flow. And it's actually funny. My wife, last year when Flyers were playing the Pittsburgh Penguins, and my wife seen Letang score, and she's like, "Wow, that guy's hot." I'm like, He's a man rocket for sure." But he's also been through a lot. He's, one of the best players to ever play the game as a D guy, and he's just handsome, man. So I'm gonna pick him for my number 2.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Okay, so we're down to our number 1 choice, and for you, it was pretty simple, man.
That was my number 1 guy for sure. Yeah.
I guess I'll throw out mine first. Ryan Lundberg, underrated player and underrated good-looking fella. That guy. He's got the hair. He's hilarious. He's got a beautiful face, and his body is fucking unreal. Probably the best body in the NHL. Yeah. Ryan Lundberg is a fucking stud. He's my number one choice for the best looking NHL player for sure.
Yeah.
Who do you got, man? Who's your number one?
No. I gotta go with the Capitals bad boy, Tom Wilson. You know, just an overall man rocket. 6'4", 220, fights, scores. He does it all. But he's just a cool guy. He's seen the interviews off the ice. He seems like a pretty chill dude. And he's a family man too, right? So I'm gonna have to say him. He's a pretty boy, but tough as nails. One of the toughest. So yeah, I'd say he's my number one pick for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with you there too. I mean, I had Lundberg, but you can't go wrong with Wilson either. He's got the height thing, right? He has the height advantage. Women love height. I mean,
they do.
So I think,
he's just a good guy that you'd want to play on your team, backing you up,
sure.
right?
For sure.
Okay, give me a quick. I'm going to take a TV timeout. I got to say goodbye to the wife.
Oh, well, I was going to wrap this up, man. I was going to wrap it up anyways. Yeah,
Are you?
Let's do it. Let's just wrap up.
Okay, all right.
Well, that does it for another episode of the Barely Onside podcast. Thanks for listening, watching. Please follow us on Twitter at Barely_Onside, at Barely Onside Podcast on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also listen to us on Spotify.